Come, gather round and listen to the legend of the Space Viking, a.k.a. the God of Thunder, a.k.a. Thor Odinson.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most rewatchable moments in Thor: Love and Thunder.
How exciting!
For this list, we're looking at the most laugh-out-loud, cheer-worthy, and chill-inducing scenes in the electrifying Avengers' fourth solo outing. If you haven't seen all of Thor's stories, be warned there are definitely spoilers ahead. Let us know in the comments which moments you're most excited to revisit in this classic Thor adventure. Number 10. The First Battle.
Waiting in quiet contemplation for someone to say, Thor, we need your help to win this battle.
Thor, we need your help to win this battle. Let's go.
Korg's opening film narration ends with a quiet, meditating Thor. This image made us briefly wonder if we were in for a more introspective adventure. Moments later, Thor and his axe Stormbreaker are flying into one of the most bonkers battles we've seen in the MCU. Thor discards his peaceful persona, slams aliens with lightning, and does a very impressive set of splits between two ships a la Jean-Claude Van Damme. The entertaining scene is supported by the epic chords of Guns N' Roses' Welcome to the Jungle and the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thanks to a combination of humor and great action, this battle is one of the most fun bouts in the MCU.
Well done, everybody. We can collectively take credit for that because we worked as a team. We used our hearts and our minds to defeat the enemy with minimal loss or damage.
Number 9. A Quiet Moment in Eternity. Not all of the rewatchable moments in this film are played for laughs.
Go, stop! What kind of father would I be if I stopped?
After all of the battles are fought, the vengeful Gorr is still the first person to find the gates of eternity. He is prepared to have his wish for the death of all gods be granted. But when he sees Thor's devotion to the dying Jane, the conflicted villain is reminded of the loss that inspired him to attack gods.
Why would I spend my last moments with you when I can be with her? I choose love. You can too. You can bring her back. Make your wish.
Instead of dealing out death, he chooses to give his daughter life.
I've missed you so much.
Kristen Bale's acting is so emotionally raw that we can't help but feel both his sorrow and his joy at her return. The choice to pick love over violence made for a beautiful end to a troubled villain's arc.
Protect her. Protect my love.
Number 8. Jane and Thor Dating Montage.
Let me tell you the legend of Thor and Jane.
Between films, Thor's relationship with Jane jumps from a romantic reunion kiss to a fan offering condolences about the breakup.
Sorry to hear that Jane dumped you.
She didn't dump me, you know. I dumped her. It's a mutual dumping.
What happened to our favorite adorable couple? Fortunately, we're treated to a montage that catches us up on these very important events.
Thor taught Jane the way of the warrior. And Jane taught Thor the way of the people.
At first, it's all delightful Halloween parties and popcorn movie fests, but it's not long before the demands of their jobs pull them apart.
Thor got busy saving humanity. Jane got busy doing the same. Real busy.
It's hilariously cheesy at points and leans hard into romantic comedy cliches with great success. All the while, ABBA's Our Last Summer serves as the soundtrack of their doomed romance.
And their legend suddenly became myth. Or so they thought.
Any montage that features Thor dressed as a hot dog is definitely worth revisiting. Number 7. A Battle of Golden Gods. When Thor and his friends visit Omnipotent City, they get into a little bit of trouble.
Let's see who you are. I take off your disguise. And flick!
The cheeky scene that leads to the altercation between Zeus and Thor is good fun, but we'll definitely be rewatching this scene for the twisted battle that follows.
We do my plan now?
Yes. Russian bomb.
Hell yeah!
Oh, you didn't say go!
As Thor gets to use his bindings as energy whips to great effect, Valkyrie and mighty Thor rip through Zeus's soldiers. Honestly, if it wasn't so sparkly and bright, we might have found all of the carnage a little disturbing. But the sight of Korg's face in Valkyrie's hair helps keep the fight light.
Now you got my 6.
8 o'clock foul! 7:48! I can do this, damn it! That's not it. No, that's not it. Nope. Come on, Korg, pass those lips!
Ultimately, this is a quirky battle that we won't be able to stop watching over and over. Number 6. Jealous of the Ex.
You moved on quick, didn't you? You're some piece of work. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Catching up with an old friend.
We all know what happens in a movie when a long-lost love returns and the hero is forced to choose between their ex and their current ex. After Hela destroyed Mjolnir, Thor thought he'd never see his beloved hammer ever again. But his old weapon returns with Jane. Once Stormbreaker catches on to Thor's attachment to Mjolnir, the axe becomes jealous. The jealous weapon hovers in Thor's line of sight.
What? We were just talking.
We can't stop giggling at this unexpected interaction. Additionally, Chris Hemsworth's guilty looks and ham-fisted apologies are perfect. He really makes us feel like the axe is an envious partner who doesn't want its partner to stray.
Listen, we good? Yeah? I mean, I know it's a little weird having my axe weapon around, but come on, Mjolnir in the past. It's you and me now, buddy.
Number 5. An army of tiny Thors. Gore hopes the children he stole from New Asgard will distract Thor long enough to get the Gates of Eternity open. However, that tactic does not go as planned.
Whosoever holds these weapons and believes in getting home, if they be true of heart, is therefore worthy, and shall possess, for a limited time only, the power of Thor!
In a move reminiscent of Odin enchanting Mjolnir, Thor turns the children into tiny, ferocious lightning gods to fight for their own freedom.
General Axel, lead your army to that axe.
We shall do our worst. For Asgard.
The tiny Thorlings use improvised weapons like pieces of scrap and a stuffed bunny as they wield godlike power. While they were originally waiting for the Avenger to rescue them, they are instead given the power to save themselves. A fairy princess splitting shadows with a Thor-enhanced sparkle wand is just one of the many reasons we'll be rewatching this unique battle. Number 4. Live theater in New Asgard. With unexpected cameos by Matt Damon, Luke Hemsworth, and Sam Neill, who could forget the delightfully campy performance of the tragedy of Loki of Asgard?
On that day, I did not yet see in you Asgard's savior, no. You were merely a little blue baby icicle that melted this old fool's heart.
We were thrilled to see this over-the-top acting troupe return to New Asgard to perform for tourists. Their new play? The Death of Odin and Hela's Destruction of Mjolnir.
And so now, I turn into godly stardust and say farewell. Oh, look. Do you see? It's happening. I'm disappearing.
This time around, they take it up a notch with special effects like golden confetti and a costume quick change on wires.
I am Hela, goddess of death. Now I return to Asgard to stake my claim as the rightful heir to the throne, and no one will stop me!
Melissa McCarthy's scenery-chewing Hela was the perfect addition to the ensemble, and the complete dedication of the actors makes their play absolutely delightful. Eventually, we hope they recap other MCU events.
Should we start working on a performance of this entire debacle? See, people need entertainment, particularly now in times of crisis. Particularly. I did not hear a no. Nor did I. Asgard, yes. Night.
Number 3. Love and Thunder team up.
And what about Thor, you ask? He embarked on a new journey because he had found something to live for, something to love for. a little someone who turned him from sad god into dad god.
As Korg's narration wraps up the film, we're treated to the sight of Thor making breakfast for Gor's orphaned daughter.
What is that?
They're pan flaps from Earth.
I don't think I like pan flaps.
You love them?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I've never had that in my life.
We're delighted to see that she is exactly the kind of handful we imagine Thor must have been as a child. She makes fun of the homemade breakfast and shoots eye lasers at her father figure. You know, typical kid stuff.
Go to hell, demon!
Brand new, now destroyed. Thank you very much.
Despite their disharmony, they still happily head off to battle together. As they soar through the air like the justice-dealing gods they are, we're serenaded with Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine. Korg finally reveals that they are the Love and Thunder the movie title was talking about. As an added bonus, their team-up confirmed Thor's superhero days are definitely not over.
They have traveled far and have been given many names. But to those who know them best, they are simply known as Love and Thunder.
Number 2. The Shadow Realm Showdown. From the moment Thor's goats slam into a gray, dusty planet, we know the showdown we're about to see will be unforgettable. The ensuing battle is full of eye-popping visuals and crazy angles. And since the trio of heroes is fighting on a small planet, they look larger than life and feel like powerful gods.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Goat!
As they fight in the monochrome landscape for the key to eternity, the only source of color is the light summoned by their weapons. Watching Gorr take each hero on one at a time is thrilling and nerve-wracking at the same time. The destructive power summoned and thrown around by each warrior confirmed that we were watching a true battle among deities.
Stormbreaker, take us home.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Meet Hercules. Are we more excited to see Hercules or Brett Goldstein?
Do you understand me, my son? Yes, Father.
Gorr and the Necrosword. A sympathetic origin story for a devastatingly dark villain.
The sword chose you. You are now cursed.
Funny. It doesn't feel like a curse.
Thor's goodbye to the Guardians. Breaking up is hard to do.
Human handshake. To the Asgardian shake. Into the snake that you cannot trust.
Really dragging this out.
And finish the classic Asgardian I won.
Dwayne the Rock Daddy. It's a rock-solid happy ending for Korg.
Speaking of futures, I was forging one of my own, now that my body's grown back. With a dude I met called Dwayne.
Welcome to Valhalla. A worthy ending for the mighty Thor. Or is it just the beginning?
I see you're dead now.
Yeah.
Thank you for looking after my son. You are very welcome here to the land of the gods. Welcome to Valhalla.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Introducing the Mighty Thor. When New Asgard is attacked, Thor enters the fray ready to fight. Suddenly, he hears the familiar hum of Mjolnir flying through the air. We're treated to a classic slow-motion moment as Mjolnir and Thor are just about to be reunited. But the hammer flies past its former partner and lands firmly in the hands of the fierce, mighty Thor.
You're back.
Before we can let out a cheer for this powerful debut, she spins it into a trick we've never seen on screen. Mjolnir breaks into pieces, takes out a slew of monsters, and reforms back in her waiting hand. the proud smile on the masked face of our new hero as she prepares to wage war against Gore's goons is worth watching again and again.
Enough tomfoolery. Why don't you take off that mask and reveal yourself? Come on.
Hey.
Jane?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.